News Nation's Joe Khalil live at the White House with more on those talks. Joe, the president saying they are very close to a deal this morning.
Yeah, he did, Alex. President Biden and Vice President Harris both taking a meeting in the Situation Room this morning with the team that's working on trying to secure a hostage deal and a ceasefire. And we just, in the last 10 minutes, literally got a readout from that meeting. President Biden apparently in that meeting expressed devastation and frustration, outrage at the murder of these 6, including, obviously, the American Hersh Goldberg Poland there. He says that it's important to hold Hamas leaders accountable. And he says that the talks are going on. They are continuing today, and that he is going to be working with the team that includes consultations with the co-mediators in both Qatar and Egypt. So that is the latest from the White House, from this administration. Meantime, in Tel Aviv overnight, take a look. Hundreds of thousands, estimates of 300,000 people. You see those images on your screen there, protesting, demonstrating, calling out Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to get a ceasefire deal done. And a lot of frustration. Today, those protests continue in the form of strikes. You've got strikes all across the country that is actually going to imperil whole parts of their society. Today, again, people in solidarity with the families of these hostages who have now been killed. This morning, Israelis lined the streets as you had funeral processions for Hersh Goldberg Poland, the one American among those hostages who died. And there were a lot of emotional moments from Hersh's own family, his mother speaking this morning. Take a listen.
Amidst the inexplicable agony, terror, anguish, desperation, and fear, we became absolutely certain that you were coming home to us alive. But it was not to be. Now I no longer have to worry about you. I know you are no longer in danger.
It's really heartbreaking stuff, Alex. These are the other hostages that have been confirmed dead over the last 48 hours, these 6 here. A lot of moving words from their families and from supporters. Meantime, again, back here in D.C., President Biden did answer a couple of questions to reporters today about the ongoing negotiations. This is what he said.
Are you planning to present a final hostage deal for the both sides this week?
We're very close to that.
What makes you think that this deal will be successful in a way that the other deals were not?
Hope springs eternal.
Mr. President, if you think it's time for Prime Minister Netanyahu to do more on this issue, do you think he's doing enough?
No.
Alex, in the life of this conflict, there have been a couple of flashpoint moments where hostage families and others have hoped those moments might spark a change, the impetus for a ceasefire deal to move forward. Obviously, we're standing here now talking about it. That has not been the case as of now. But these families and hundreds of thousands of people in Israel, as you just saw, hoping that this time is different.
And, Joe, Israeli President Isaac Herzog also speaking today at the funeral for Hersh Goldberg Poland. What exactly did he say?
Yeah, President Herzog of Israel's words really moving to the families. And we should mention that he is politically been on the opposite side of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as of recently. And what he basically said was an apology. He basically said, I am sorry to the families of the hostages. Take a listen.
How sorry I am. How sorry I am that we didn't protect Hersh on that dark day. How sorry I am that we failed to bring him home. In his life and in his death, Hersh has touched all of humanity deeply.
Now, Alex, that moment stood out not just because it was moving and you've got a lot of emotion, but also because how rare is it that you see a world leader take accountability in that way and just flat out say, I am sorry that we failed to keep your family members safe. That is the reality now today for these families and for the government.
Yeah, very interesting to see the politics at play there, Joe. Thank you for that live report from D.C.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.